I was selling beef sticks and cheese balls.
Wait,
I wish
what?
I was joking. So my first job ever, I think like 14 and a half. I can't remember the exact age when you were allowed to like legally work. I always had little side hustles and jobs.
Yeah.
People would pay me cash like under the table,
Yeah.
like weekend stuff. But I worked at Hickory Farms. Do you remember Hickory Farms? Y'all
Yes.
remember Hickory Farms?
Yes.
You guys, I was the #1 upseller one holiday season.
Whoa.
And my sales were so high that one of my call center colleagues phoned it in and was like, there's no way this is real. She must be cheating. These calls, these upsells can't be legit. She's just adding things to people's carts.
Now, introducing
My husband told me the weirdest bit last night that was so funny, but I believed him at first. And my husband's from Switzerland and he speaks French. That's his first language. But this dad at our kids' school who we've become friends with, he's like, oh, he's friends with this French friend of ours that they've been friends for 20 years. Yeah. And I asked him last night, like, how did you put that together? And he's like, I hugged Hunter at school drop-off and I smelled the other guy's cologne on him. Oh. And I was like, what? I was like, how would you even notice that? And he's like, no, I'm joking, Brittany. That was a bit. But I was like, that was the creepiest, weirdest bit to make up. I was like, I don't even know. Like, I don't understand how your brain works to even make that bit up. But that's so Marco's personality. It is.
I would not have. Yeah.
I was like, what?
With it, where you're like, are you joking? Or?
I was like, you smelled Sylvan's cologne on Hunter and put it together that they might be friends. I was like, that's so weird. Okay. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a few times where I haven't met the person until they've arrived, which is so fun. But when I was looking up, you've done everything.
I've done a few things.
You've done a lot. I feel like, we'll do a proper intro for you later, but Zuri Hall is here and you're an Emmy Award winning TV host. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I love that. Do you have your Emmy displayed in your house?
I do. That's probably obnoxious. But I mean, you don't win one to not, guys, okay?
Yeah,
like, it's going in the living room. Sorry.
It's obnoxious when people don't put theirs out. It's like,
you know what was obnoxious, though? I used to have it, like, in the back of the Zoom shot. Remember in the pandemic when we all, like, everything about us had to be communicated through that little, like, 16:9 rectangle? And then one day I was like, yeah, this is a bit much for me.
It's like wearing a Harvard sweatshirt.
Precisely.
For Harvard.
I think you're only allowed to wear them if you didn't go to Harvard. But if you did,
you just need to have like a tiny bit of it in the shot so people can question, is that what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you're a little mysterious.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
My friend, sadly, she has a very funny dark sense of humor, but sadly her house burned down during the Palisades fires. Yeah. But she had won an Emmy. And she saved her Emmy, and she's like, and I stupidly grabbed my costume jewelry and my Emmy.
Wait, the costume jewelry and the Emmy?
She lost her wedding dress, all her designer clothes, but she got her Emmy.
Why'd she grab the costume jewelry with the Emmy?
Because it was like in a box with like craft stuff next to like somewhere, And she's like, I can't believe I saved my costume jewelry.
Wow. I mean, I'm glad she saved her Emmy, though.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder
glad
if those are replaceable. Like, is there a warranty on that?
I mean, if your house burned down, I'm sure so many people lost Emmys.
Right.
Like, lost their Emmys and awards.
Yeah, I would imagine so. That's devastating, actually. Well, I'm glad she saved hers, but that's heartbreaking about the wedding dress.
Yeah, but she just puts it everywhere, in every place she's been in, and she just props it up because
more
she's
than
like,
earned that right.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. If your house burns down, you only have your Emmy left, you put it everywhere.
It's in the passenger seat.
Yeah, totally.
On your daily commute. Yes.
And then you also do American Gladiator.
American Ninja Warrior.
American Ninja Warrior, sorry.
Yes, but fair, because there are a lot of
what's
American
the difference between American Gladiator? American Gladiator is the one where they lift a lot of heavy weights, I think.
I think they're like, it's like a test of strength, maybe.
Okay.
Question mark. I haven't seen it, so I can't say for sure, but I know it's like
I know American Ninja Warrior. Don't know the other one because I was a competitive cheerleader like my entire life, and so was my sister. Yeah. And my sister's really strong now because she works out. She for a second was like going to some gym where they all train for American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I feel like any ex cheerleader would do really well on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, you're right. Because people assume it's just like pure strength, like just brute big.
Yeah.
Those people actually tend to have a harder time on our course because you're so big, you have to be able to carry your own weight. There's a lot of flinging yourself and flying through the air and salmon ladders.
Yeah.
So people who are climbers, former gymnasts,
Do
competitive
well.
cheerleaders do well because if you're used to being flung in the air, flipping, or particularly acrobatic and strong and tiny enough to navigate the course, it tends to work out.
I love it.
Yeah.
We always joke that pulling our trash cans up our driveway is our training for American Ninja Warrior because
Honestly,
our driveway is
It's
really
a good
steep.
first step. Your driveway is really,
Really
steep. I was like,
steep.
oh, wow.
And-
but once you get up here, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't be able to do the commentary without making like really dark, sarcastic, mean jokes. And I feel like I would like to hear the behind the scenes commentary.
Oh, there's plenty of that. But you got to be there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Like watching these people like wipe out or
Oh
fall
my
or
gosh.
like
It can be, sometimes it's really sad actually because people have to wait all year long for this one opportunity and you do not get a do-over. So like when you keep coming back year after year, I've been blessed to be a part of the show for like 7 or 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
Like you get to know them. So you really are rooting for them. But then some people are out there just having a good time and they're not taking it too seriously. So even when they wipe out, it can be fun and funny because they don't even care. They're just like excited they ran the course. But there are some moments when you're either crying from sadness or
laughter.
We
You have
get a
to,
little
like,
bit
keep
of all
it
of
together.
it.
Yeah, that's so funny. I remember one time when I had first moved here, I was in an audition room for some like TV show, and they were also auditioning for the show Wipeout on the other side, and they were just making people do battle cries. I feel like Wipeout is like the funny version of American Ninja Warrior.
Wipeout,
right?
Yeah, that's
like what
definitely, There's more of a comedic undertone that's really fun for sure.
We were like, what's happening in that room? People were just doing crazy battle cries. Like, for their audition.
What did they sound like? What would your battle cry be?
I didn't do it. I wasn't auditioning for that.
I was like, what would it be if you were on Wipeout?
Probably just like an intense laugh. Oh, I used to do this fake laugh that when we would meet people in college, we tried to like make them think that was our laugh. Like me and my friend had this bit. So we'd like set each other up and say a joke. This is so embarrassing that I just met you.
You have to. We're here.
Okay, do you guys want to hear my fake laugh?
Yes.
It sounds like a dolphin. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, we would just be like, oh, that's so funny. And then I'd be like, ah. So I think that would be my battle cry.
That is incredible. How many people actually were like, what the actual...
That probably they didn't know what to do. That was like my favorite kind of way to interact was to just I feel like I'm like made for a man on the street kind of like this show Nathan For You where I
have known you for 5 minutes and I can already see that is good and accurate. I would sign that petition.
I can commit to whatever it is.
The bit. You gotta commit to it.
Gotta commit to it. Okay, wait, so you're from Ohio.
I am.
And you went to school for journalism?
No, but I did study it. So we had elective courses, but I majored in strategic communication. So it was more like a crisis communication, PR, et cetera. It was like the backup plan that I never intended to take.
What would you tell Taylor Frankie Paul right now? I'm just like,
girl, pray. Pray to your God. I don't know. Just give it to God, child. Give it to God. And never mind. Not going to make that joke. Not going to do that.
But we know where you were going. And that is a good crisis PR person.
Yes. But I studied that. I minored in theater. So I always loved acting. So it was the performing arts for me. That's what I kind of grew up doing and being passionate about.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually got a degree in journalism.
Did you? Where'd you study?
I went to school in Hawaii, but I was there on a cheerleading scholarship.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to be a broadcast journalist. And my mom at the time was like, I think you could do like Nickelodeon news, Brit, because I looked like I was 11 years old and I sound like I'm like 5. And she's like, I don't know. And then I started.
Nick News, like that was.
It was a thing. Yeah.
That was, I kind of feel like maybe there was a moment I would have hoped to be on Nickelodeon News. Like who didn't, honestly?
I know. It was a thing. And then but I was really there cheering and I started acting there. So I left.
Okay.
But I kind of like scrounged together my journalism degree because I just kind of phoned it in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You weren't into it when you started
We only
taking
had print journalism at my school. And there was like one broadcast class. And I was like, I don't think I'm made for print. I don't really want to do print. It's a lot of like fitting the right amount of words on the page. It's like a graphic designer, of words. And I was like, this is not for me.
A graphic designer of words, though. That's like a really interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
That's what I felt like
word
it was.
count is very important there, yeah.
And like how paragraph, I felt like a lot of it was word count and squishing it into the page.
Yeah. I did love writing, though. I wrote competitively.
You wrote competitively?
I was really popular in school. I had a lot of friends. So
I didn't even know competitive writing was a thing.
Here to spread the good news. Here to tell the world it's a thing.
So what is it? It's like
it's writing competitive.
Like
that's all I got. So it was called. No, honest to God, it was called Power of the Pen.
Okay.
Well, there's the first thing. And we had districts, regionals, and state finals, not unlike a track meet And I was in Ohio growing up. I started when I was 12. I did like 12 and 13. It was like a middle school thing. And you had to learn different categories and writing styles, right? It could be like write a haiku, write a poem, do a free form personal essay, do whatever. They would give you a category. They would give you a prompt, rainbow or a day at the park, whatever.
Okay.
And then they would time you and you'd be in a room with a bunch of other competitive writers.
And what do they look like?
Then, right, exactly. And so then they would say, go, and you'd have like 30 minutes to write whatever. And then adults would judge your work and give you scores like 1 through 10. And then the average of your scores through the day of competitive writing would determine where you placed, if you move on, et cetera. And I ended up taking first place at state finals my second year. That was my
Do you
claim to fame.
remember any of your pieces?
I don't, but my mom's got them in the back of the closet somewhere. Oh yeah, she's got it all. She's the best. I should. I should keep that like in my Zoom background,
your
like
Zoom
the plaque
shot
from my
I wish
finals.
that everyone had. See, that's why I feel like I wanted to do this podcast is because these are things that we know about people's Emmys.
Right.
We don't know about people's creative
their haikus,
their competitive writing awards, state finals. That says a lot about who you are.
It does.
I think that's so cool. I actually writing was always my favorite as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I would have liked competitive writing if
it was fun.
I would have known about it.
Exactly. I don't know that many people did, but
I think my mom was like, you're a petite blonde from Texas. You're doing cheerleading.
You're going to be a cheerleader.
You have no other choice.
You're cheering.
You're not doing competitive writing.
We don't believe in writing here for the blondes of Texas.
Ours was put the pen down in Texas.
Wait, no. Were you when were you allowed to pick it back up again after you left Texas?
No, I feel like I was writing. I feel like I started writing more when I was like, I've been out here a long time acting, and I would, I'd be like, get my dream job dangled in front of me, and then I wouldn't get it, and then I would almost get it and not get it. And then I would get something that would be just enough to not make me right, and then I'd be like, not get it, and then I was like, I don't have any agency in what I'm doing, and then I started writing a lot more, and I started doing like storytelling. Like live storytelling. So I would like write my stories and do that.
Like one woman shows?
It's like a whole thing. I now do stand up, but it like translated into doing stand up. There's this whole world of storytelling where people go and tell true stories.
Oh.
But they're
interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of writers do it, a lot. So I started doing that and I was like, okay. And then I've written like TV and stuff like that as well. But it did make me feel like, oh, okay, I don't have to just wait around.
Right.
I can write my own stuff. Yeah.
Now yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So I did, I guess, pick it back up in a different way.
That's great.
In a different way. But then when you came out here, did you come out here to host?
I did,
Okay.
yeah. So I was studying at Ohio State, and I ended up winning a competition right before graduation to be the face of a local TV station.
Oh,
so I started in
wow.
local. So I moved to Indianapolis,
Whoa.
was there for a year and a half, 2 years.
But Indianapolis is not where you're from.
No, from
So
Ohio.
you were doing local news in a new place.
New place, yeah.
And where did you go to college?
Ohio State.
So this was your first time out of Ohio, and now you're like the face of the local news?
No, I had a life. It was like a storied past. That's actually
Okay.
not inaccurate.
But you moved a lot.
I moved around a lot. I was super ambitious from a young age. So like spring breaks and summer vacations, when people would be traveling or with their family or studying abroad, I was interning in place. So like I spent a lot of time in New York,
Okay.
and Atlanta, kind of
Okay.
like pursuing the business of music even before
Okay.
graduation. So starting my
wow.
junior year, senior year of high school through those 4 years. So by the time I left Ohio State, I had already experienced like little pockets
Wow.
of living in other cities.
Do you feel like that is your what you went full out into when you were younger? Was
The
music?
full out is a very specific thing that like I talk about, but kind of hate talking about
Okay.
because I just don't want people to find.
Great. That's exactly
And
what
then
we're looking
inevitably
for.
I just end up telling the story anyway. So I'm basically like asking for it at this point, even though I really
Okay,
don't want that.
what is it?
So I may or may not have been in a girl group.
Oh, I love that.
Wait, it sounds way cooler than it
What was
at the
it?
time. It was us singing.
I know, but what was it called?
I won't. That's the only thing I won't say because I feel like
People will find it.
I was writing letters to MySpace. Okay, like to whom it may concern, can you please deactivate these
my
profiles? Like we
gosh.
don't remember the passwords. I really need this off of the internet. But I was in a girl group.
I think people
I do
love
not
that
appreciate this
stuff.
laughter, guys.
But how old were you?
Old enough to not be in a girl group anymore.
Okay.
I in all seriousness, I grew up like loving music. I wrote, song wrote also. Like I sang, grew up in musical theater. And then I started in this group, like, how old was I? I was in college, probably my sophomore year or junior year. And it was the most ridiculous thing because remember Craigslist?
Yes.
So
I remember
saw a
Craigslist.
posting on Craigslist. So obviously this was super reputable and legitimate. And they were like, hey, do you want to be in a girl group?
But back then, Craigslist like was hit or miss. It was like 50-50 whether this was like a real job. I got jobs and
Precisely.
apartments from Craigslist. And
Craigslist
it was,
held me down.
yeah, that's where you found anything.
If you lived, like you were winning.
Yeah.
It was just, you had to take that risk, right?
Yeah.
I took that risk and they were like, there's an audition in New York to be a part of this girl group. And so I don't remember if I like emailed or whatever for more information. I ended up getting on a Greyhound bus because I couldn't afford
Whoa.
a flight to New York. I bought a bus ticket from Ohio to New York City and I took the Greyhound there to audition for this girl group along with like, I would say there were probably like 15, maybe 20 girls max
Okay.
were there. And they kind of had us each sing a cappella and then they would mix and match us to do harmonies. And then they taught us a little two-step, like, can you pick up
Yeah.
choreography, all the things. It was very like bootleg making the band energy, like on a budget, big budget. And
but also like did you know that at first that it was
No.
bootleg? Because if it's your first time experiencing it, how would you know?
how would you know? But also like there were signs. It was Craigslist. Like I just feel like there's gotta be another way.
Also, when you bought this bus ticket, did your parents know you were going to leave college and go on a bus?
Yeah, well, I wasn't like leaving, like
No,
walking
but,
away.
like,
Yeah, for like the
yeah,
day, for the
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
I did tell them,
Okay.
but they were used to me and my antics and like my Zuri's ambition is getting her into precarious situations, storylines. Like
Love
I'd
it.
been since 12, like making websites from Toledo to like have shows around town, and me and my best friend would like call the local newspaper and be like, Zuri's going to be performing at such and such place. You can come and cover it. And I would always get in trouble. My mom would be like, you have to stop doing this.
And you're like, but why?
You're like, exactly. And she was like, this is a dangerous place. The internet is wild. Like, and it was new, right? So she's like, you can't be on here. So she would like actively work to get the websites taken down that I would keep publishing.
So funny. Maybe you need to put your mom on the MySpace thing. She seems like she's got a lot of experience.
You are not wrong.
Getting things taken down.
All these years, honestly, I needed to put Valencia on the case. If she was on the job, it probably, the paper trail would be
gone.
Exactly. So I was always doing things like this. They were used to it. And I took my safety seriously, just not so seriously that I wasn't willing to risk.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, this is my shot.
I got myself. I
got
can
it.
handle myself.
We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. So I told them, they knew there was no not convincing me. So it was more of like, please call us when you get there. Please call us when you whatever. T-Mobile sidekicks were a thing. It wasn't like I was just on my own waiting for a payphone. And so I auditioned, long story long, actually, this has been a long story, but I ended up in the group. And so I would go back and forth from campus at Ohio State to rehearsals and practices. I'd spend my summers there, like sleeping in our manager's nursery where his...
What?
I mean, the struggle was real. The hustle.
The things you look back on that you did, I feel like you're like, why would I do? Did it? Wait. Right. Also, your manager would have you sleep in the kids,
it was
the baby's
just
nursery.
Extra space.
Yeah.
So like he and his wife was lovely, and they had this beautiful baby girl, and they had an office, and then they had a nursery, and I didn't have enough money to like stay in a hotel or anything, and it was very much like an all hands on deck. I took a Greyhound to get there, and like we're painting a picture here. Like clearly it's not like, and this will be the hotel where you stay at while we, make you guys like the next big thing. And the other girls were all local. They were all New Yorkers. So they would just take the train to rehearsals, and they were like, you can stay with us when you're out here, crash on the couch or crash in the nursery.
So was the baby, and the baby wasn't in the nursery though?
No, she would be sometimes like
that
in the group.
So
I was like,
funny.
There's like, I can't remember if it was like a day bed or something, right?
Like how they had for like a nan. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't weird. It was just.
There was like an extra bed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing
That
here?
is so
Please
funny. I feel like that baby's going to grow up and be like,
you know what?
Like band members used to sleep in my room when I was a baby.
I wonder if she knows. She ended up, she's so cute. And then she grew up and she ended up on a Disney, or not a Disney show, on a major sitcom.
Oh.
But I don't want to say anything else because I'm giving all the dots to connect to like
if somebody
the girl
can
group
connect
origin story. But she's lovely and so talented.
Oh, that's so
I didn't know her as
cool.
she got older, but yeah, they're a great family.
How many people were in the girl group?
It depended on the day, but generally speaking,
Drama-wise?
What girl group doesn't have? It wouldn't be a girl group without a little drama. There were like 3 core members at all times, 3 to 4, and then like 3 years in, I was like, yeah, this isn't working out. Like I was doing so much back and forth. I had just gotten this TV hosting gig, and I was like, I'm gonna pivot here.
Okay.
Because I was the lead singer and I was doing a lot of the writing and all of that.
Okay.
And it was just a couple of the other girls were a little less serious about it, as probably I would be too if it was just like.
If you weren't you.
I
feel like it sounds like you are like, we do everything to the max.
It's so true. Even when it maybe shouldn't be done to the max.
Yeah.
Though. Like that, probably I should not have done to the max for as long as I did. But then one day I snapped out of it.
I feel like you got something out of it though.
I did.
Like, yeah. You
this
got
story
to go,
for
you
this
got to go to the story. Exactly. The story that you didn't want to tell on a podcast.
Right. Precisely.
That's what you got. Wait, was it drama when you left?
No, because it was kind of one of those writings on the wall things. And there was no love lost. You know, I remained friends with a couple of the girls, like to this day. Like if I saw some, like it was no bad blood at all. And it did teach me a lot. Like I like to joke about it. It was a funny, interesting chapter in my life, but it really was like at that time I took it super seriously. I was super locked in. The rehearsals, the practices, the writing, the auditions, the meetings. Like we were making the rounds. We were talking to executives. We were doing the late night recording sessions. There was a lot of actual like work and fun with it.
Yeah.
But when I look back at that chapter of my life, the signs were there that it was not going to work out.
But I feel like everybody wanted to be in a girl group at some point or other. And you weren't just in like a neighborhood, let's get together girl group. You like actually did it to the max.
Yeah,
so
we were
you
making
lived out
music.
like every young like girl's dream.
It was a fun
did it.
time. I did it. Thank you, Brittany. Thank
I
you.
do feel like everybody
did
wanted
do
to
it,
be in a
didn't
girl
I?
group.
Were you not ever? Did you think about it?
No, I was never in a girl group. I can't sing at all.
Oh, okay.
I always knew like singing was not my thing. I've tried multiple times. I've even done like voiceover jobs on like Disney shows where I'm a character on the show, and then they're like, and then we need you to sing this, and I'm like, no, I can't. And they'll bring in somebody else to sing my part. Because I'm like, I just want, like, I had an embarrassing singing audition. Singing is not my thing.
Not it.
And I just know it's not my thing.
It's
So-
at least you know. Like there are the people who don't know when a thing's not their thing, and that's
Yeah.
like an
I'm not
unfortunate
like,
thing.
it's not that I like can't carry a tune, but I'm just like fine.
Yeah.
And I just am like fine.
Yeah.
You know, I had an audition where the guy that wrote Heather's the musical or was directing Heather's the musical, he was always like, I want to work together, blah, 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 just come in for this musical. And I was like, Heather's the musical that's going to be on Broadway? Like, I can't
It's huge.
be in Heather's the musical. I can't sing. And they were like, just bring in any song. Like, you could sing Happy Birthday if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I show up to this audition with my like one piece of sheet music that I worked on it with one singing coach once. I have no idea
One
when to
singing
come
coach once.
in with. I don't know how to come in with a piano. I don't know like any of that. And I show up and it's all the musical theater girls.
Oh gosh, yeah.
With their books and books of songs.
Yeah.
And I knew the casting people and I had signed in. And then I went to the bathroom to try and pep talk myself in the mirror to be like, you can do this.
Yeah.
And because at the time, Glee was really big.
Oh,
and it was
yep.
like all the producers of Glee were in there. There were just like
This
there were
is
like
huge,
12
though. That's
people
like an
in
actual,
there.
That's a big deal room. I'd be nervous.
Yeah.
too.
And I'm like there with my one piece of
Was
sheet
it Happy
music.
Birthday or did
No,
this
what
sheet
was
music?
it? It probably was like Popular or something basic that I was
Yeah.
like, I can, something
Oh, but
talky
that'd be cute,
singing,
yeah.
you know?
Popular.
Yeah. Just like something where I'm like, if I can just talk and not actually sing, that'd be great.
They'll never know.
I'll never know. And then the next thing I knew, I was like in my car and my manager called me and he's like, wait, they said they saw you. Casting said they saw you there and then your name was scratched out and you weren't there anymore. And I was like, I think I kind of blacked out and like panicked and scratched
Wait,
my
you
name
scratched
out
your own name out?
and left and like ran out because I was like, I'm not doing this.
Oh my God.
I was like, no way. My pep talk turned into me being like, get the hell
Run.
out of here. This
Now.
is not a good way to meet all these people.
Okay. Well, honestly, in your defense, though, that sounds like a very intimidating room to be in if you genuinely know I don't sing, I can't sing,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have to sing.
Yeah, I've had to sing in rooms and been like, why am I doing this? I just am like too old for this now. I'm not gonna like put myself through this. We all know who we are at this point.
Yes, it's very
So-
true. And who we're not.
And who we're not. Yeah.
Amen.
So I feel like you got to live out everybody's dream.
It was a good time.
I mean, my daughter is 6 and she would kill to be in like a girl group.
Would you
So
let her if she one day was like, Mom, this is what I want for my life?
if she bought herself a Greyhound bus ticket from
Prove
LA
it.
to New York and was like, I'm going,
Have you seen
I'd
episode
be like,
number 73 of my podcast? Do that.
I'm like,
and
if you
maybe.
do that, if you have enough drive to do it, then sure. But you're going to have to get yourself to New York.
You're going to have to find the posting on a Craigslist archive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a no.
Totally. Okay, so you left and you went and hosted local news, but in a town that you didn't know.
Yeah, no, Indianapolis. But it was a great start. Like, it was really
City.
baptism by fire.
Indianapolis is not a town. I love that.
Sometimes
Like,
it
in a
feels
little
like- Yeah, in
town.
that small town.
But that's so cool, though. I feel like you get all the gossip of the town right away by doing local news.
I guess that is one way to look at it. Yeah. I think you get the gossip of the town, more like just mingling, behind the scenes, socializing, dating, all the things, right? Like I
Yeah.
was 22, right? You're out, you're getting to know everybody. So like the local news angle of it all, I think it was really cool to be plugged in at such a young age to everything interesting about the city. It was like a fast pass to like all of the coolest events and community leaders and organizations. So that was really awesome. And Indianapolis is a big market. It was like at the time number 25 in the nation.
Wow.
So top 25.
That's so young also to be 22. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I'd been
People
working
are not
since I was
normally
like 14.
that young in local news, right?
Nope. That's why it was a really
why
great break.
the girl band was actually good.
Yeah, exactly. All roads led to that. It kind of like set me up for that. In all seriousness, having been a performer my entire life in theater since I was 5, it kind of was priming me, I guess, for a career I hadn't really thought about doing. I never thought about being a TV host in a real way. It was always like, oh, I want to go to Hollywood. I want to be an actor. I want to sing. I want to create. And then when I won that competition, it was like, wait, you'll pay me to be myself?
Yeah.
Money? Yes. Well, yes, I think I would like to do that.
I would like to be myself.
I agree.
Yeah,
I consent.
that's
and so
great.
That was
That's
the beginning of
so cool.
this. Yeah.
But when you said you were working since you were 14, were you in the girl band or like other? You were doing
I was
other
selling
stuff.
beef sticks and cheese balls.
Wait,
I wish
what?
I was joking. So my first job ever, I think like 14 and a half. I can't remember the exact age when you were allowed to like legally work. I always had little side hustles and jobs.
Yeah.
People would pay me cash like under the table,
Yeah.
like weekend stuff. But I worked at Hickory Farms. Do you remember Hickory Farms? Y'all remember Hickory Farms?
Yes.
You guys, I was the number one upseller one holiday season.
Whoa.
And my sales were so high that one of my call center colleagues phoned it in and was like, there's no way this is real. She must be cheating. These calls, these upsells can't be legit. She's just adding things to people's carts. And then they had like an investigation. I was like, what? I'm 15. I don't even know like fraud as like a concept. And then they realized,
That's
no,
because
she's
you
just
weren't hanging out
upselling.
with me at 15.
Were
No,
you?
I was pretty bad.
Were you conning people
I was pretty
at
bad.
15?
I got arrested a lot at that time of my
Lot?
life.
I thought it was just arrested, period. Once.
A
Not
few
judging.
times.
I'm sorry. That was so judgy.
I got arrested a few times, but I also had a lot of jobs and stuff. But I just but all of mine was for underage drinking stuff. But I was a little bit out of control at that age of my life. So
Really?
yeah, but
Wait, I have so many questions.
I was just kind of like lost and like in a way where I was like, I don't think I am because I just was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
I think I just had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just like be the number one party girl at my school.
And did you succeed?
I did. I succeeded.
See,
I
there we
taught
go.
everyone how to like party.
That's
and
incredible. Someone
drink.
has to do
I moved
it.
a lot, so I was like, let me just show you guys how to like drink like Nick Nolte before he got his mugshot. So like that was my claim to fame.
Had I had you in my life, I might have not been a creative
You might have
writer.
gotten
I
derailed
might have
from
been-
everything
That's just my
successful thing that you've done. So I feel
I'd
like
still be selling beef sticks and cheese balls in Toledo.
had I shown up, that's what you would be doing. Wait, but were people coming into the store or were they calling and making orders?
So they had. This was like a great time in my life, by the way. I loved working there. They have kiosks and like, the malls, like back in the day. And then they had the call center, which was like Mecca. That was like Hickory Farms HQ.
Okay.
And so I worked at Mecca. Like I was, I was in the big call center. And so that's when people from all over the country would order our beef sticks and our cheese balls. And we had a turducken, I think is what it was called. Remember
I feel
that?
like
It was like the turkey
that's a
duck
big
chicken
deal.
thing, which when you think about it, good God, what
is
even
that?
is it?
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know. To this day, don't know. Never tried it.
I feel like we got one of those one year. I don't know.
Everybody, at least once, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
you have to, place the order. And then I'd be like, while I have you and you've ordered this turducken, would you like 2 extra cheese balls for the price of $10.99? And then usually they're like, yeah, why not? And then I'd get an upsell. And then I got so many upsells that my prize was a flat screen TV at the end of the Christmas season. Now, granted, I was like maybe 15 and didn't particularly need one. So I think I took a cash payout for a lesser value.
That is so funny.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were like really doing it.
I was
from
doing it. It was all coming together.
Were your parents like, well, we don't have to worry about her.
Yes.
That's probably why they let
Except
you.
my mom was always worried about me, but mostly because I was posting myself on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make something of my life, Val.
Yeah,
like, just
yeah,
let me do this.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I feel like I'm raising somebody similar to you, like how you sounded like you were. My daughter is like always trying to do stuff like that where I'm just, but it's wrong, but it's also fascinating to me because I sit back and I just watch it and I'm like, I'm a little bit in awe at how, like she steals a lot. She's stolen since she was like 1.5. She'd come home from preschool with like gems in her tights.
Oh, baby klepto.
And I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then one of her preschools, they said she wasn't allowed to wear pockets because she would wear dresses with pockets. And
that is hilarious.
she'd just be like, they're like, she has so much little gems and things in her pockets that she can't walk upright. She's walking like
She's
hunched
just
over because her
constantly
thing is
collecting.
dragging her down. So they're like, no pockets. And then the next day she comes home from school and I'm helping her change. I'm like, why are you wearing 2 pairs of underwear? And she's like, oh, because I needed to make myself a pocket.
Wait,
And I'm
she's
like-
genius, actually.
Yeah,
She
when
seems
that
crafty. She's
happens,
gonna go
I'm
far.
like, okay, that's so smart. I
Yeah.
should be like, you shouldn't steal. You're not allowed to have pockets. But like, if you can think that putting on 2 pairs of underwear will make you a pocket and you can steal more gems.
That's going on a future resume. That's a LinkedIn profile update.
I'm just like, I
Yeah,
think she's
that's-
going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then
She's gonna make
she's
it
going to be
in the
fine. And then
world.
this recently, she's now in kindergarten. She stole something from one of her friends, like a little lip gloss. And I was like, okay, you have to take it into the office at your school, say, stole this from my friend, give it back. So I watch her walk in the office and she's like, hey, Nasim, I stole this from Elka. I need to give it back to her. Do you have a piece of paper we can like wrap it up in? And he's like, oh, sure. And he's like getting paper out. And she's like, no, maybe like tape it closed. And he's like taping it. And and he's like, she's like telling him what to write on it. And I'm watching the office staff basically gift
Bend to
wrap
her will
a
as she
stolen
returns.
item that she's giving back to her friend. And they're like, okay, cool. Thanks, Penelope. And I was like, I don't think you're learning your lesson about stealing right now, but like
I think she's teaching us lessons.
She is.
about how to move through the world
if you-
and life. So
I'm just like, so I a little bit feel like I understand the like, okay,
Yeah.
something's going on here.
she's got a gift.
got a
If we
thing.
just channel it in the right direction, like she's definitely going places.
I'm at the crossroads where I'm like, I either need to, this is going to go for evil or for good. And I feel like it's my responsibility to point her towards the light,
God,
but it's hard.
that is so funny.
So when did you leave Indianapolis though? I'm like, my daughter's going to kill me one day when she's like,
When
so you
she
told
always
everyone I was stealing all the time.
Yeah, but that's gonna make like her hero arc all the more fascinating when
Yeah.
we realize she's like
I know.
the president in 20 years.
So many people come up to me and I'll be like, Penelope for president. And I'm like, yeah, do you know how hard it is to be the president's mom? It's so hard. Like, it's so hard to
You've
be
got
the president's
12
mom.
more years until the college
Nobody
era.
talks about the president's mom. Yeah.
Nobody talks about the president's mom. We probably should more often. that would probably
that
clear
would
up
probably
lot of
fix
things.
a
That
lot
would-
of things.
A lot more things would probably make
if we
sense in
vetted
the world if we
president's
just
mom first.
checked out the parents.
Totally. Okay, so you were in Indianapolis,
Yeah.
local TV.
Yep.
Were you becoming like an Indianapolis like celebrity?
Like they called it like the local celebs. They'd have
Yeah.
like the parades and whatever else. Yeah, so it was fun and cool.
That's cool.
Then I just kind of like bounced around. So I moved from Indy to Dayton, was there for a bit. Then I moved to Dallas, Texas.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, anchored the evening news there.
You did the evening news in Dallas. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was number 5 market. I was 24 and a half, which is a little bit nuts. But the only reason it even worked is because it was the CW affiliate. And remember the CW? It was like all the teen dramas and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
All
they
the
were
beautiful
skewing
people.
exactly. So they were trying to create hard news for a younger audience. Like, how do we get like kids in their 20s to want to watch the news? So it was the hard news. I was just talking about everything local that was happening. It was a lot of heavy stuff. I did the 5 o'clock solo, and then I did the 9 o'clock with the co-anchor,
Whoa.
and I did the weather wall. I was also the weather person while I
Wow.
was there, which is really random.
Do you know anything? Did you know anything about weather?
It was hot. It was 90
That's all
degrees
you ever
and
need to
sunny.
say
It
in
was
Texas.
so when I came in, the person that I was replacing, she was incredible. And she was an actual meteorologist and anchor. And she just got a new job. So she was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, good luck. You're going to love it. Bye. Right.
Yeah.
So she actually trained me and helped me out for like a week or so before she left. And I was like, you guys know I'm not a meteorologist. Like, I'm very much not. I've never done this part of the job. And they were like, no, it's totally fine. Like, you'll put together the weather maps, do this, do that, blah, 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 whatever. I got to a point where I could genuinely put together legitimate like weather systems and like explain them, right?
Wow.
But also because Dallas, Texas, for a significant portion of every year is just 100 degrees and
humid.
sunny and humid, right? And so tornado season is when I was like, hey guys, in all seriousness, we need to bring in a meteorologist before tornado season. I'm not, I would be morally
you're like,
conflicted.
so something might happen and it might not.
They're like, if you got a basement, maybe just like
so they
hang
did.
out
That's
there.
good of you to know. See,
For sure.
I mean, because I guess when we're looking up the weather on our phones, a meteorologist has put that together. So like, it's not like you can just be like, okay, let me see over here.
Right, like what's going on?
You're
So
the
they
one that
brought
has
in-
to like put it together. Oh,
Yeah, but
kind of.
there was a method to the madness. I'll spare you the details, but we did bring in a meteorologist for tornado season. That was great, and they're incredible, and they did the job. And so I could just focus on what I was actually brought in there to do. The catch was they only had the budget for that one position, right? And so it was like, we want you to be the anchor, the face of our news program, but for right now, like we also need you to work the weather wall. So I did until I didn't, and I loved it. It was a great job. I loved Dallas, actually. Yeah.
How long were you
I loved
there
the
for?
hard news experience. Not even a year, because the goal was to be national by 25, and then that opportunity came up.
That was your goal.
My goal, yeah.
Because when you're working as a TV anchor, do you have a team? No, you're on your own, right?
What do you mean by team? Absolutely.
Like, do you
We
have
had
like
like
a
a newsroom
manager?
team. Oh, no.
To be like, where are you going to go next?
You're on your own.
So your goal was like, by 25, I'm going to be a national. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were.
Did it? Yeah. There was an opportunity at Fuse. It was like a small cable music channel. And I was like obsessively like cold emailing and reaching out and forwarding my reel and my resume to like anyone who even had the word Fuse in their like LinkedIn profile or on the Google results. And one of the people that I ended up reaching out to just so happened to be the executive assistant to the VP of talent at Fuse.
Wow.
She watched my reel and was like, oh, she's great. Forwarded it to her boss and was like, you should see her. And so they were like, bring her in. I had to pay to get out there myself.
Yeah.
So it was like an investment. But I ended up getting the job. And so I moved from Dallas to New York.
Cool.
At like 24 and a half-ish. And then we were kind of like off to the races, the running. We were off and running.
I
Is
love
that, how do you
that.
say- is that the phrase?
You were off to the
We
races.
were running in the race.
You were running the race.
That was meant for me.
You were
I
running
was
your own
running.
race. I feel like so how long were you in New York?
Like 3 years. I was
Okay.
at Fuse for a year-ish, year and a half. Then MTV kind of like lured me away.
Okay.
Signed with MTV, had an overall there. And then the goal was E! News.
When you were at MTV, what were you doing at MTV?
A little bit of a lot of things, but like no one thing specifically. And that's very much the reason actually why I kind of was like, this isn't,
You don't have
it's
like
not feeling how it's supposed to feel. Like I don't have my thing. And it's like I was getting paid more money than I'd ever been paid in my life. I had this overall, so I was going to get the money no matter what. And I just wasn't happy because it wasn't about the money. I wanted to work. I wanted to be.
You're like, I could go back to selling cheese balls.
I'm going to go back to cheese. I was way more fulfilled with my beef sticks and my flat screen TV exchanged for a cash prize. So I was there and I was kind of sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, and I had wanted to be at E! News by like 30, and they started calling. They saw me, heard about me at MTV, and so they brought me out to LA for a week on air. They brought me in a co-host Fashion Police for one day with Joan Rivers, which was incredible.
Amazing.
She's so nice and so kind and so warm. She let me have her glam team for the day because I
That's
didn't have
so
any people.
nice.
She was like, why do you look like this? When are you going to get glam?
I love that. She's like,
I was like,
send
I
her
don't know.
through.
Truly. She was like, go make the girl.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, yeah, she was great. So I did that. And then they asked me to come back, tested me for a week on air. And they were like, we want you to move to LA and be with E. So at 27, I moved to Los Angeles.
Cool.
And then I've been at NBC Universal ever since, E! News, and then Access Hollywood, and now American Ninja Warrior and E! All, Live for Me, all the things. So,
That's so cool.
yeah.
And then, but wait, when you did the one day on Fashion Police, was that intimidating to do one day on Fashion Police?
Oh, yeah. Are you
Like,
kidding?
how did you get a word? Like, do you feel like you were able to comment on?
So the
or were you just
good thing is G was out that day. Juliana was not out. Like she was, I don't know if she was on vacation or something, right? So they just needed a guest host for the day. So when you're like in the host chair, you have like the prompter reads. It's next up. So I that made it a little easier to kind of tee up the comedians and Joan and everyone else for like, and this is who we're going to dive into next. And I did I threw in like some quips here and there, but it was super intimidating because these are like Joan Rivers. I would. Like it's a slap in the face to her existence to even try to make a joke in her presence.
Yeah.
I'm not a comedian, right?
Also to be like, I actually like that, Joan.
I know.
Or something
And that
you
is
have to go
me,
against.
right? Like I am not like a yeah, that sucked. Like, let alone with a prunts at the back. Like, it's just not me. So I think I was like way too nice. I was like, I don't know how I got here. Like, why am I on Fashion Week
I think they just needed one nice person there.
But it was so much fun. Everyone was lovely. Kelly Osbourne was there.
Oh,
I think it was
cool.
Brad Goreski, Joan, and myself. But it's like that seat is kind of like the play it straight voice of reason for the most part.
Yeah, okay.
So I did the job I was supposed to do, and it was fun. And they
great.
loved me, and so they asked me to come back and
That's so
then
cool.
be a part of E! News. But yeah,
And then
it's
you
fun.
just moved out to LA.
Packed my bags, moved to LA,
And
and I've
you've
been
been
here
here.
ever since. It's
I
been like
love
11
that.
years, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time.
So cool. And then I saw that you have a new show of your own.
I do.
Called
Not
Not
about
About
sports. Yeah.
Are you a big sports fan?
I enjoy watching sports.
Okay.
I played like one thing for one season multiple times.
Okay.
But the truth is I was a theater geek. So the only thing I had enough discipline and commitment for was performing arts. But I love a good game. So like growing up, my brothers played basketball. So I was always at their games. In college, Ohio State is such a big football town. So that's when I first got into watching the football games. And then Indianapolis is when I started to kind of work in the sports world too. I started in TV hosting, and then I started emceeing for the Indiana Pacers. So for the NBA team, I was the in-game arena host for like almost 2.5 seasons.
Okay.
Then I did it for the Indianapolis Indians, and then the Super Bowl came to Indy. One of those years I was there, and so I was the official host for like the entertainment portion, the entertainment village for the week leading up to the big game. And so that's when I first realized, no, I really love like the intersection of sports and entertainment, like the live event portion. That is my thing. I love the vibes. I love the camaraderie. I love like drinking a cold beer and kicking it with your friends. And, like the game is a part of like a bigger social experience for me. And that's why I wanted to create the show. Cause it's like, what is serving that intersection of sports and lifestyle entertainment? Like, who are you when you're not on the court or on the field? Like you're a mom, a wife, a mother, a baker, a painter, you fly planes in your free time, like whatever it is. I'm just like, who are you when you're not playing the game that people know you for?
Yeah,
So,
it's so cool. I love it. It's like I saw one where you went thrifting.
with L'Oreal Sarkeesian.
yeah.
Yeah, she's the wife of the head coach of the Texas
of the University
Longhorns,
of Texas.
Steve
Yeah.
Sarkisian,
And I was like, oh, that's so fun. And like her whole fashion, everything. And like that was so cool to see.
She's such a vibe. She's an incredible wardrobe stylist. She's launching her own clothing line. But like what's so cool about the show and my favorite thing about like the concept is I base every episode around the guest, right? So for L'Oreal, it's like, okay, she's this fashionista. She's always going viral for her game day looks. We're going to fly into Austin, Texas with our crew. We're going to go to a thrift shop, which she's like, oh, I've never thrifted before. Like, I don't know. She's like Chanel, Louis, but she's so stylish.
You also showed her closet too.
It was
She
incredible.
has like, I love this, like the one, she has like a rack that comes down from the top. And I was like, I need that.
Insane. Like the
Immediately.
best
I need that
style.
immediately. Yeah, but she was also a coach and all this. I thought it was so fascinating.
An athlete herself too. Yeah, like she ran track, she coached, like she understands what it takes to perform and excel at the highest level. And that was just so interesting to me because I think even when it comes to partners, husbands, wives, like everybody, sometimes it's underestimated how much of a backbone and an actual like active support they are for the person who's getting a lot of the attention or the headlines or whatever it is. Like she is in the game. Like she knows her stuff. It was so impressive.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then it's just cool to hear, I mean, you're talking to like the top of the top athletes too. So it's cool to hear the things that you don't get to hear on just like a sports podcast or something.
I know.
I feel like one I saw you started with like, so I don't know. You started with something about how much money he makes. And
He
he's
was like,
oh, we're
"Whoa."
going there right away. And I was like, yes, this is what we need.
Thank you.
We want to go there right away.
I
That's
was
what
like,
everybody
we have
wants
to talk
know.
about it.
I
Like-
don't know if you were like painting or doing something and you're like, so $7 million contract. And he's like, okay.
He's like, we're doing it. I was like, did
I was
you
like,
expect
yeah.
anything less? It was so Malcolm Jenkins, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Famer. He made $70 million in the league. It's like a headline. It's everywhere. And I think that's something we're talking about.
Yeah.
Not because of the price tag, the label. It's like the money and the conversations around that are important conversations. You hear about people going broke all the time, even after making all this money. NFL, they call it not for long. We talked about that. But yeah, I'm always willing to ask the questions that people want the answers to. I think it's just about thoughtfully asking them and what's the intention behind it. Like, I don't care about talking about money just for the heck of it.
It's the
I do care about what
responsibility
you've
of like how you're going to
learned.
invest this money, like what you're going to do now that you have, it's like a lot of weight on somebody to have that money. Yeah.
And what hard lessons did you learn that now someone else maybe doesn't have to, because on this podcast, you can share what your takeaways were and they can skip those 3 or 4 years where they almost lost it all.
Yeah.
You know? So.
They probably won't, but hopefully they will.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
Well,
they will.
that
Maybe
was-
they will. But a lot of
He
people.
was saying in the episode, he was like, my rookie contract, when he got drafted to the Saints, he asked his financial advisor, and this is all in the episode, that like, okay, if I never worked again, how long before I'd have to work again? If I never played again? He was like 30 years old. You'd have to get a job again. And he's not a particularly flashy guy. He said he's not a big spender, never was. And even still, he was like, that's when it all clicked for me. That like, you've got to make your money work for you. You've got to invest. You've got to diversify.
Yeah.
Like you've got to do these things. And there are a lot of guys, women too, but just specifically talking about the NFL, where they don't have those conversations going into it. Now, I think players are getting so savvy, especially in the world of NIL, like even in college, you're already learning about the business of sports because you're finally making money.
Yeah. Okay, we do ask a couple questions that we like to ask everybody if they had like a villain or anything in their past story, like a nemesis or a villain, like it maybe in the girl group.
Yeah,
or,
for sure. Every girl group, you've got to have a nemesis in the girl group. But the fun story with
say
that.
the nemesis name. Don't say
I
the girl group
can't.
name. I'm just kidding.
She knows who she is. But my nemesis in the girl group ended up being one of my closest friends after the girl group ended.
Oh.
So we love a full circle moment, a redemption
How were you
story.
guys nemesis? Is
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
We were nemesis. We were nemesis because she didn't, and she would tell you this, right?
Yeah.
Like we laughed about this for years after. She didn't like to work. She was lazy. She was gorgeous and lazy. That is just the fact of the matter. And I was a really hard worker.
Yeah.
And not nearly as hot as her. I was like, I gotta work hard, okay? Like my wig is off kilter. Like I've gotta
I
really
feel
step
like
it up.
whatever Joan Rivers did to you the first day, you feel like you're so stunning. So if you're
Thank you. The glow up. It must have come from my girl group trauma. But no, she just was, I was there to work and I was like, I just got off of a 13-hour bus ride. Like, I need us all to lock in.
You're like, put your booty shorts on and get up.
Yes. And they were metallic booty shorts with matching metallic sports bras or like bralettes from American Apparel.
How fun is that to put on?
The funnest, the most fun ever.
I love it. I still love a cheerleading uniform. It's like one of my like tacky like obsessions. I see one and I'm like, this is so cute.
Have you ever dressed up as one for Halloween just as an excuse to put the outfit
I have in the past, but I think there's something just getting sadder and sadder about a cheerleader mom dressing up like a cheerleader. It's just like at this point, it's just like,
you know,
there's something going on with her.
Yeah, what's this? Penelope's mom. I don't know.
She seems like she needs a little help.
And the skirt has pockets, so watch out. That family.
It's gotta have pockets. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I feel like, no, I haven't. I haven't like recently, but I do love like those kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
My husband's from Switzerland where like that is nobody's ever even seen one of these uniforms, let alone put one on their body.
Yeah.
And they're just like horrified by the idea of it. And all I want to do is like get my daughter an outfit like that. And he's like
the cowgirl, the cheerleading outfit.
Yeah. I just think it's so like, I know it's like, I mean, I was like 8 years old wearing like a crop top and like booty shorts and like spraying my body head to toe in like aerosol glitter from Home Depot. And I think it's so cute.
That was probably the most I'm from Texas thing you said the whole podcast. I mean, it is adorable.
Only way you can tell I'm from Texas.
Yeah,
I do feel like I always was into everything for the outfits or the clothes or I love.
It's fun.
You know, it's fun. It is fun.
I totally get it. Your daughter, is she not interested in it, or are you guys like?
No, she would be, but I feel like it's so dangerous. Like I've broken so many bones doing that and had so many concussions, and it has like the highest number of neck and back injuries, like catastrophic injuries, but it's not considered a sport, even though it's like got the highest rate of catastrophic
injuries. It is absolutely a sport.
So it's not regulated by the NCAA.
Wow,
so
I didn't know that.
Cheerleaders stay in college forever. Nobody ever graduates because there's no like red shirting or anything. So my first stunt partner was 27 and he'd already won college nationals like 6 times or something.
Was he married with children and a mortgage?
There's a lot of them are in jail. Like, there's just like it gets dark.
Took a turn.
There's a lot of like older people with young tiny girls.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah, it's like the next gymnastics documentary is going to be the cheerleading documentary.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So
I could believe that because there are just a lot of terrible humans in the world, but that is so sad.
Yeah,
and
it's
terrifying
because it's like the most shiny all-American like.
I mean, but
thing.
isn't that always how it goes though? The shiniest,
like
most
dark
all-American
underneath.
things tend to have like an
darkness.
underbelly of
Yeah. Luckily, like I survived for the most part, like mostly, but I feel like it's just, I don't know. I'd rather her dance. Because she can dance the rest of her life.
That changes everything.
She can dance the rest of her life and do whatever. But like cheerleading is like, you could die doing it.
Yeah, no, in all seriousness.
Like I know people have broken their backs and like you can actually die doing it. So anyways, did you have anybody who was really supportive along your journey? Just to change the subject.
Well, thankfully I wasn't cheering, so I think it was a little easier to support the journey. Particularly supportive my family. I mean, my mom and my dad, they're both incredible. My mom, even though she was always getting my websites taken down off the internet as a child, I understand now is to protect me, Mom. Thank you. I love you. But she watches every show, every episode. She takes pictures of Access Hollywood and E! And the Oscars even to this day, and then texts me the pictures. And I'm like, I know, Mom, I was there. That's me. But thank you. It's adorable.
Yeah.
My dad, I don't think he still knows like what channel I'm even on. Like he's always like, wait, what NBC? But like, what's the channel number? And like, Dad, there are like apps now. Like you can go on YouTube. Like you don't. It doesn't have to be this hard.
Yeah, but how do you get E?
Or
Access Hollywood.
You just have to turn on the TV. It's just on.
Yeah, but what if you don't have regular TV?
I know.
How do you get
like,
Access Hollywood?
We need to talk about
I would
that.
like you to tell people how they can get it.
I can't tell you. I should know, and I don't know because when I got into TV, there was a time when you just turned one on and you just like went to the numbers and now everything's changed. Everyone's experience of TV is so different. I genuinely, like, I black out when I try to attempt to explain to someone how to get to anything. I'm like, just
I
Google
always
it.
want to watch the red carpet interviews and stuff from
So
like.
just download the E app.
Okay.
No, you should
And you can
watch
see 'em?
live for me. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. So I do for award season, I'm with E. So like Oscars, Globes, Grammys. The E app, I think we were streaming on Peacock too.
Yeah, 'cause
like
it's
it's just
like,
all
what
on the
app do you
streamers
need?
now.
Okay.
Like Access Hollywood, I'm pretty sure you can watch on Peacock too.
Okay.
Because it's all NBC Universal, so like
Okay.
our stuff. And that's also what's so interesting and weird about TV these days. You can watch things a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, that's why I'm always like, I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
And
So,
like if you Google it, they don't even really know.
No, it's
I feel
always
like it's always
weird.
like, oh, this or that. Or this or
It's,
that.
I think you just like maybe in the search bar, because like the smart TVs have
Yeah.
the little boop and just type in what you want to watch and then it'll pop up.
Okay.
I just have to have faith that that is true. So
Okay.
Let me
Well,
know how it
let's
goes.
just hope that.
I think so. Or just follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, follow her on
Zuri Hall.
Instagram. You'll find all of her. You
It's
do
way
have
more
all
fun
your
there.
interviews on there from the
I
red
have
carpet.
a lot of stuff.
A lot of them.
Yeah,
You
he's
have
really good about
fun-
like clipping and posting.
You have really fun clips. Of,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank
You're a
you.
great interviewer. I feel like you ask people things that aren't normally asked.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think I liked watching your Not About Sports because you're so kind and you have like such the right demeanor to ask those questions. Because
Let's talk about all the money you've ever
yeah,
made.
yeah. I do feel like people are like, okay, sure.
Right, why not?
So I think you can tell like you're very smart, but
Thank
also
you.
very nice.
Thank you.
Is there anything you have going on? Like, are you recording more of your show or?
Yeah, so we've got more that we're batching in the pipeline. We took a little hiatus to stockpile some episodes, and I'm really excited. We've got one of the most decorated Olympians of all time who's
wow.
coming on the show soon.
Cool.
But we'll be picking back up later this spring. So in the meantime, you can definitely binge what we have. And then more episodes will be coming to YouTube and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. See, that's what they say. It's wherever you get
Yeah. ...
because no matter how or what you consume.
There's a bunch of ways.
There's
to
just
get
like a
it.
lot of ways to do it. But yeah.
Okay,
so
cool. I feel like there's so many people I want you to have on your show.
tell me, who would you like
I want you to have
see?
Simone Biles on.
Top of the bucket list. Would absolutely love her.
Or-
Jordan Childs too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I want you to have like a gymnast on. And those are the only sports people I know. No, I just want you to have a gymnast
Well,
on.
two of the greatest.
Have
I mean,
like
Simone's
a
GOAT
cool
status.
gymnast on.
Wait, gymnast.
Like I just want you to have a
Song?
cool gymnast
Oh,
on.
song.
Yeah,
I was
write
like,
a
do you
cool
wanna
gymnast
sing it?
song. I have this song. I would like to
I'd love
sing
to
now.
hear it. Everyone could just please.
Just turn
My
their
sheet
podcast
music?
off. Well, this was so nice to
This is
get
great.
to know you.
You're
and
so fun and funny.
thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. You're great. And
for
everyone
having me.
follow you at Zuri Hall.
At
right?
Zuri Hall and on YouTube at Zuri Hall too for new episodes of Not About Sports. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, thanks.
Yay, thanks,
Bye,
Britt.
guys.